amazing adventure. Almost makes you wish it could last forever, huh?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
After all our adventures, this is the end.
Whoa, just because the adventure's over doesn't mean we can't see each other. As long as we've got that music box, I'll be able to visit whenever I want. You guys can even come visit me in my world.
That'll be awesome!
Right?
I guess Mach Brawley had similar ideas to Marcy, Ann, and Sprig just then. Because just when you think Ann and the Planters' adventures are over, they begin again. Once Marcy teleports Ann back to her world, and the Planters come with her. And you know what? I'm satisfied that Matt Brawley continued Amphibia this way, instead of ending it at 2 seasons like Alex Hirsch did with Gravity Falls and have True Colors be the final episode, because otherwise, because if True Colors was the final episode, then all the character development of Marcy Wu and King Andrias from All In could happen in True Colors, but it would still be far too rushed, even if True Colors was a full hour episode, to accommodate all of that. So that's why I'm glad that Amphibia didn't have such a peaceful, tidy ending with Battle of the Bands in True Colors, and instead got an opportunity for something greater in which Ann and the Planters go back to which Ann Boonchoi returns to her original home neighborhood in season 3, and the 3 planners, the other 3 primary cast members of Amphibia, come with her. But now there's an even greater threat in Amphibia that they need to stop. Now that King Andrias has waged war on the rest of Amphibia, with all 3 Calamity Stones of the music box recharged so he could lift his castle out of the ground. Oh wow, I guess Hop Hop's really on to something when he questioned if the city of Newtopia would or wouldn't be there tomorrow in the Planners Check-In. Do you remember that? He said, "Sprig, the city will still be there tomorrow. Probably." But yeah, I bet if Amphibia had ended at 2 seasons, it would probably be too soon, especially when you know, we haven't really deeply explored all the ins and outs of Ann's, Marcy's, and Sasha's friendship that used to be healthy, but then turned toxic over time. When Ann and Sasha neglected Marcy's wants during their slumber party at Ann's home in the beginning of the end, because it makes it easier for the audience to understand why Marcy did what she did to keep them together in True Colors. Wow, Gravity Falls really could use a 3rd season in Piedmont to show this kind of, to explore this kind of friendship drama between Mabel, Dipper, and Wendy, caused by the beginning of Weird Mageddon and at the end of Dipper, Mabel vs. the Future. And you know, like I said before, Alex Hirsch was good at crafting mysteries for the audience to solve, but he really slacked off in the character development department, because even though the later half of Gravity Falls' 2nd season was about, you know, about Stan Ford questioning how Dipper and Mabel could get along so well, and Dipper and Mabel not wanting to turn out like Stan and Ford, the older pair of twins in their family who didn't get along. Woke up. falling out. That's why I believe Gravity Falls missed out on a very good opportunity to go into all of this in Weird Beginning Part 2 Escape from Reality the same way 12 Forever did during the events of Todd Forever and Together Forever. Another thing I forgot to mention in a previous video covering the topic of To Be Fresh and Weird Beginning Part 2 Escape from Reality. Another sad unfortunate truth as to why Alex Hirsch forgot to focus too much on character development. Besides, in addition to the other thing I mentioned earlier, for why Maple Pines, for why Weird Beginning 2 Escape from Reality could have had Maple Pines play all of her favorite games with To Be Fresh until she got bored of having a more supportive Dipper who isn't his own person. It also completely negated the character development that Seuss had in Blendon's game. Yeah, when Mabel and Dipper gave Seuss the Time Wish, he no longer cared about getting his dad to show up at the... He no longer cared about fixing the past and getting his dad to show up at all of his all of his birthdays. The alternate ending about Seuss seeing himself in the future, showing up to all of his future son's birthday parties was nice, but at the same time it also kind of got off track from the original point that Dipper and Mabel wanted Seuss to use a time waste the way he wanted it, you know, and it wasn't really a thing where you could look, and it wasn't really established really in the story to be a thing where you could see how you avoid the same mistakes in the future. But then in Weird Beginning 2 Escape from Reality, he suddenly cares about hanging out with his father again when Mabel Land gives him the opportunity to play catch with his own idealized version of, you know, what he imagined it or wanted his father to be. For shame, you and Jeff Rowe wanted to give Seuss a win without making it feel cheap, and that's why he didn't wish for his dad to show up to all his past birthdays that he missed. But then we began. So how come Seuss hasn't actually? So what's the deal with? So what's the point of showing us that Seuss hasn't really moved past missing his dad in Weird Beginning 2 Escape from Reality? And why didn't you show Mabel Pines getting? You know, you put a little too much focus on Dipper and Big and Uncle Wendy. And why didn't you show Mabel having fun with Dippy Fresh and then getting bored of him for having too much of a good thing? Where was that? You know, Matt. You know, I really wish Matt Brawley had a hand in writing or directing Weird Beginning Part 2, considering he also directed Blendon's game, and you know, and even if he was there, I think Matt Brawley should have had a little more creative control. Like, I know he hadn't created Amphibia yet, but at least if he still had a good mind for writing back when you made Weird Beginning Part 2, there were much better ways he could have written this, because this was the best part, because the middle part of the 3-part Weird Beginning finale was the best part to have any meaningful character development occur between Mabel, Dipper, and Wendy, the same way that True Colors and All In did for Anne, Marcy, and Sasha. And that, folks, is, in 10 minutes, is why I am glad that Amphibia didn't. That's why I'm glad that Amphibia didn't wrap up as quickly and neatly in 2 seasons as Gravity Falls. I can imagine how things would have gone if Amphibia had ended at 2 seasons and not started a new arc with King Andrias waging war on Amphibia with with the Recharge Calamity box, it would go something like this. With the picture from Battle of the Bands being one of the final scenes.
Hey, before I go, can we take a group photo?
Heck yeah! Everybody line up!
Sprig, come